There was a lot of family farms in the past, and a lot of families reared on those farms. And actually I came off one of those myself, and there was 10 of us in the family, and both the mother and the father farmed and worked on the farm. And now it is mostly part-time farmers we seem to have around the country. And a lot of those part-time farmers wouldn't be surviving bare they had a job wishes also. What's your take in the last lines I read there, and what's it going to do for the young farmers going forward?
Unless we can guarantee that they're going to have some out of this cap. And as we see there, the way it was devalued over the years of depreciation, I said before, we have seen it in the rise in the price of cattle. But if our cap payment reached the same level and same jumps, well, then we could talk and encourage young people into it.
You say we're 20 years trying to encourage young farmers into farming. I don't believe that we are. We're showing them all the time that food production is no longer valued in Ireland. We are trying to convince them that there's a great future in ecotourism and carbon removals and greenways and growing things for Electric Ireland and calling it farming and then saying, why don't you want to do that as a charity? We've made it very clear that the priority of CAP is climate and environmental concerns, and food production is of secondary importance. So a lad who wants to farm wants to grow food. Where's that supported?
We're not allowed to do anything. Can't drive a single post without, or dig a bit of a drain without contacting the NPWS and getting approval for it. A dairy farmer or his neighbour can apply for a grant of 90,000 to store the slurry belonging to a neighbour next door. And I can't dig a bit of a drain to free up all the water on my land without any compensation whatsoever. We're absolutely out of the game completely.
How do you expect young people to come into that sector unless we can guarantee a price, either a price from the marketplace or support in the form of CAP that's going to deliver an income comparable to other sectors and be able to take the volatility out of that, so somebody can make a business plan for their farm for the next 10, 15, 20 years that they're going to borrow money based on, secure a mortgage to live on the farm or buy a house in locally.
Some sons and daughters of landowners, farmers, I find it impossible to get planning permission, more so if we're located on a national road, which is totally crazy. And I'm aware of a farmer that has 200 acres, and his 2 sons had to go and buy sites elsewhere in order to build a house. Otherwise they wouldn't be able to get a house because he was on a restricted route, a TII route, a national road, which is desperate altogether. And it's very hard to encourage farming then when the likes of that is happening.
Thank you, Deputy Cooney. You'll have the last word on it.